today I present to you my personal interpretation of the Postal timeline. None of this is confirmed. This is not factual. But to me, it is. This is my factual opinion of what the Postal series is like. Okay, so first of all, there's two parts of the Postal series. There's two sides of one dude. Okay, there is Rick Hunter dude. This is the dude in real life. This is what the dude is like in the reality of the Postal universe. Okay, and then there's the subconscious dude. So Corey Cruz dude is like the subconscious representation of IRL dude. So dude in real life. So Rick Hunter dude. So yeah, this is like he's general subconscious personality like throughout the Postal games. Okay, well, not like throughout all of them, but like yeah, you get my point. And also, just to get this out of the way, biological. This is biological dad. This is Postal to Postal dude's actual dad. I believe these are the same character. Okay, so just to start this off, 1997, he goes crazy, kills town. After 1997, he's captured, and then like between 1998 and 2000s, we have no idea what happens. There's kind of like just a gap here. We don't even know if Postal 1 is even connected to Postal 2, because like it's kind of Postal 2 is kind of weird about that, right? So, my point here is, like between 1998 and 2000s, he escapes. He escapes from containment and re-enters society. We don't know exactly how, if he escapes or if he's released. He's out there basically. But also my point is that like between this point, he kind of learns to suppress kind of the personality, like the cynical personality. Okay, well, he doesn't repress it, but like kind of the insanity or like whatever thing kind of drove him over the edge in 1997. He basically learns to repress that 1997 personality. But in 2003, Postal 2, he reintegrates into society, right? But he also indirectly causes town destruction. And also, like I said, Postal 2 is kind of weird about Postal 1, because in Postal 2, Postal Dude makes a game, or while he works at Running with Scissors in universe, who makes a game about Postal 1, right? We don't even know if that was like an original idea or like, okay, but my interpretation, what I think is very funny, because this is why I think, because it's funny. I think Postal Dude works at Running with Scissors to make make game about the events of Postal 1, because, you know, controversial, right? But the Running with Scissors doesn't know that we're the same person. I think that's what I like to think. I'm sure there's probably evidence that debunks this, but remember what I said, this is my interpretation, I am factually correct. So after this, that's Apocalypse Weekend. He escapes town with Champ, but then he kind of ends up in a coma for like 11 years, and then he goes to save Champ. And then this technically is not canon. This is technically not canon. I have no idea. Like, I googled this. I don't know who said it, but apparently Postal 4 is not canon to Postal 2, like timeline wise. But also Running with Scissors, I think they've said that they don't really like care about the Postal timeline. They don't really like care that much about it. So this is technically not canon, but it still technically continues the events left off in Postal 2 Paradise Lost. So like 2019, 2020-ish, coronavirus. That is basically all I know that happens in Postal 4. But the point is of Postal 4 is that, remember that repressed personality, it seeps back in, because like there's this angel guy in Postal 4. He kind of shows up throughout like the entire game, but he plays like different characters, right? And in the ending, or like one of the endings, because there's like multiple endings, like good, bad ending, I don't really care. But he shows up again. He shows up again. I think it's like based on how many people he killed or whatever. But he shows up again, but he has angel wings, right? So like biblical themes, like in 997 Postal. And then, but what's really interesting about Postal 4 is that it's the first game in the series, kinda. I know Postal 2 kinda does it, but it's like the first real game in the series to really like reference 997 Postal in like terms of imagery and like auditory. I know there's like maybe some sound effects. I don't care, but there's like imagery because in the ending of Postal 4, there's like a flash. I don't really have the picture, but there's like a flash of like one of the images from 997, right? So it's kind of like, and this is like after Angel Guy like flies off. So Quinky Dink, I don't know. So but now subconscious dude, subconscious dude timeline. 2011 Postal 3 Coma Dream, like during Paradise Lost. And then afterwards, there's like 2020-ish. That's like a lucid dream. So this is kind of like, I think this is like after Postal 4, or like it's at least around that time, right? And then after that, there's the Sunny Days. Also 2020-ish. I don't really care about that. Okay, but here's my point. Okay, here's what I want to talk about. 2011 dude shows up in Paradise Lost as like a manifestation of that, right? And he's called the Other Dude. And in Brain Damaged and the DLC, they encounter the repressed 1997 dude, right? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. And he's called the Other Dude as well. Same here. Okay, but here's what I'm thinking. So, Postal 3 dude, Paradise Lost, he shows up in Paradise Lost. Here's what I'm thinking, okay? I think that Brain Damage dude is the Paradise Lost Other Dude. Because they're both Corey Cruz, right? And then, in Brain Damage, you're playing as the Other Dude, you encounter the 1997 dude. And he also, like, shows up all the time, like he does in Postal 4. So, and he's called the Other Dude as well. 1997 dude is called the Other Dude in that game. But you are Other Dude. So, what I'm thinking, so, in Brain Damage, you play as Paradise Lost Other Dude, and then the Other Dude in that game, because you are the Other Dude, is, like, the Other Dude to your Other Dude. Because, like, he's not you. So, like, he's basically, like, 997 dude is, like, the other dude. Kinda. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they're both called the Other Dude. And that's about it. That is about it. There's, like, Postal Royale, Postal Mobile, Corkscrew Rules, the movie, and whatever shit. Those are not canon. They are not canon to the mainline games. And then there's the novels. I have not read these. I'm pretty sure they're in Russian. I know they're not canon, but, like, I'm not sure if this is, like, a separate series or anything. There's, like, 2 of them. Anyways, besides that, yeah, this is, actually, I'm wrong. This is factual information. This is the only right interpretation of the Postal timeline. And if anyone says I am wrong, I don't know, then sue me. Because this is right. This is correct.
Here we go. Maiden voyage. Hot damn.